Held fully accountable, the Chattanooga Tea Party was only one of several groups targeted.
Because, in my view, the IRS singled us out and said, you're not worthy of tax-exempt status.
Chattanooga Tea Party President Mark West first knew something wasn't right as early as 3 years ago.
That we were being singled out for review based on the questions they were asking, the volume of information they were requesting. So it seemed very obvious that something was awry with the IRS as early as 2010.
In 2009, the nonprofit filed for tax-exempt status. West says the IRS finally approved that tax return 2 months ago, but only approved it back to May of last year.
Which means we have to go back for 2009, 2010, 2011, and half of 2012 and file a tax return for each of those years.
Today, he tells me why he believes the IRS targeted his organization and hundreds of other conservative groups. It's based on their mission.
Lower taxes, okay? Another one was limited government. And many of us have called for the elimination of the IRS.
He says after years of extra scrutiny from the IRS, in 2012, a group of local congressmen took action.
Fortunately, in 2012, there was a group of Republican senators that did send a letter to the IRS raising this issue as a concern. And at the time, there were some hearings. And, of course, the IRS repudiated any idea that they could have been targeting.
U.S. Senator Bob Corker released a statement saying, quote, "Swift and decisive action should be taken to punish those responsible and to assure the American people that these actions will not be tolerated."
It should be an American issue where all Americans should come together and say, this is not right, this will not stand. If they can do it to a Tea Party group, they can do it to a progressive group perhaps down the road.
About an hour ago, Congressman Tom Graves says in a statement, the quote, "The U.S. is supposed to be a refuge from this kind of political suppression. What the IRS has done defies every fiber of our democracy." We'll bring you all more on this story as we find out. Calvin.
Okay, thanks, Jerry. In just a minute, we'll tell you what the president has to say about the IRS scandal. In the meantime, we asked our Facebook followers to give us their opinions on it, and here's what some of you had to say. Christy Wilkie says no group should be targeted by their beliefs.